from the station working for you. This is WRTV News at 6, streaming now.
A record number of additional COVID-19 cases reported today, and we are looking beyond the numbers and showing the impact this is having on people around central Indiana.
In a significant escalation week by week, day by day over the past month or so. So that's very, very concerning.
Local hospitals starting to see a spike in COVID patients. What health leaders think is behind the rise and how they are preparing for the weeks ahead.
It helped. It was amazing to know that she continues to live through someone else.
A record-breaking number of Hoosier lives were saved this year already through organ donation. How experts say our state was able to accomplish this in the middle of a pandemic. Local artists helping to illustrate the conversation around social and racial justice in Indianapolis. Their new exhibition and its larger message. Good Thursday evening to you. I'm Amanda Starrentino. First tonight, another record number of additional COVID-19 cases in the state. The Indiana Department of Health says there are 3,649 additional cases of the coronavirus. For perspective, yesterday the state had more than 2,500 new cases, and that was also considered extremely high. A total of more than 172,700 Hoosiers have been diagnosed with COVID-19. Data from the Department of Health shows 33 additional deaths. 4,024 people in Indiana have died with the coronavirus since March. And as of today, the state says 26.8% of its ICU beds are available. That's a drop from yesterday when 29% of the beds were open. And those numbers show that hospitals in our area are starting to see a spike in COVID-19 patients again. Today, leaders there are warning about pandemic fatigue and why it's so important for people to keep social distancing and being careful when around others. Multiple hospital systems say they are tracing a lot of these cases back to family gatherings. WRTV's Megan Sanctorum explains why you need to know to keep your family safe.
As everyone knows, there's been a huge spike in the number of cases that have been occurring over the past several weeks.
This is just part of a video released by Community Health Network's Chief Physician Executive.
Positivity rate in the state of Indiana is going up. But even more worrisome for me as a frontline healthcare provider is that the number of hospitalizations is going up quite a bit.
Something IU Health is seeing as well.
Today we have 176 patients in our hospital system-wide. 7 days ago we had 124. It's gone up every day.
A troubling trend, especially as holidays approach.
A lot of people are getting it from their family and friends and not from strangers.
We have seen a lot of patients being admitted from small family gatherings.
Something tough to hear, especially for Boone County resident Cherry French.
My birthday was October the 20th.
French is very close with her family and uses her birthday as a way to get everyone together. But with a healthcare background, she knows how serious the pandemic is.
I actually had thought about maybe not having my birthday party.
But as of now, she's still planning it. It will just look a little different than normal.
The theme is a masquerade party. Mask, M-A-S-K, of course.
She says the gathering might be smaller than normal. It will be held outside by a fire, and she's taking extra steps to keep people safe.
Having us eat in shifts so that we're not all sitting and eating at the same time. But to wear our masks for the duration of the party. I even went out and bought face shields.
Health experts say if you do end up getting together with family, that's exactly what you should do. Keep your mask on at all times, keep windows open to promote airflow, and try to stay outside as much as possible. Experts say right now, 1 in every 100 people is carrying COVID-19, so you may want to quarantine before family get-togethers, even if you are asymptomatic.
Terrified about is the 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, because everybody desperately wants to be with each other, and you're going to have people either traveling into the state or out of the state, and you're going to be in contact with people that may not have quarantined.
This is where we are. Times will be better.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, WRTV.
And as of right now, there are no plans to cancel elective surgeries at local hospitals to free up space and resources for COVID-19 patients. We will let you know if or when that happens. As of now, hospitals say they are well stocked and prepared for an increase in COVID patients. Mayor Joe Hogsett and Marion County Public Health Department Director Dr. Virginia Kane updated the COVID-19 situation in Marion County today. Here are the key takeaways for you. The mayor urged everyone to wear masks when around others in public, including while in line to vote and during any Halloween activities. He said you also need to practice social distancing, especially while voting, by staying at least 6 feet away from other people. The mayor says too many people are not picking up the phone for contact tracers or hanging up on them. He says they are calling to let you know you've been exposed to someone with COVID-19, information that could help you determine if you possibly have the coronavirus yourself or not. So you should answer your phone, text, or email, and there is a change in testing you need to know about.
The Marion County Public Health Department, in partnership with IUPUI's School of Public Health, will be encouraging more asymptomatic contacts to get tested. This is known as surveillance testing and can help track the virus within populations.
And there is no change in the current health order in Marion County. You must wear masks in public. Large gatherings are not permitted, and you must socially distance yourself. And despite the COVID-19 pandemic and with more than 2 months left in the year, a record number of Hoosiers have given the gift of life through organ donation in 2020. This is the most life-saving organs transplanted that the Indiana Donor Network has ever done in a single year. WRTV's Stephanie Wade speaks with a family member of an organ donor whose memory lives now. My
mom was an intellect. She loved to read.
It's never easy losing a loved one, especially in a pandemic.
This was a shock. Like, it wasn't like she was sick. It just happened out of nowhere in the middle of a crisis already.
But in June, Tina Gaither's mother, Donna Mills, had a stroke and passed away. Gaither, knowing her mother had always been a registered organ donor.
When I asked her, I was like, well, why do you want to donate? She said, because, I can't take it with me.
After her mother died, Gaither was asked if she'd speak with the Indiana Donor Network, the state's recovery organization.
But the Indiana Donor Network has really been there. I don't know of any other organization that could have helped me through this process or this grieving process.
Mills is now one of the record number of Hoosiers who have saved and healed more lives in 2020 than any other year.
To those families that, are going through the worst moments of their life, to be able to say yes, it's just amazing.
Never in a million years did I think that she would have been able to use as many organs and give those to 4 different people.
Mills' kidneys, lungs, and liver saved 4 women's lives.
They were all pretty much a group of her peers, and she would have been ecstatic. She just would have been ecstatic to know that that's what she's able to help someone else still have a holiday. I mean, the holidays are coming.
The Donor Network cites several factors that were critical in facing the many challenges of COVID-19.
We were lucky that we were able to partner on very, very early on with the Indiana State Department of Health to get COVID testing on every single one of our potential donors.
Plus, they worked more closely with hospitals to increase donor referral rates, on-site evaluations, and the age range of patients who can become donors.
Last year, we hit a milestone of having over 4 million registered donors in the state of Indiana. So I think that the public is definitely much more educated about the process of donation and the fact that they can be a donor.
It's just amazing to me. Amazing. I don't know how more people don't want to participate in something like that.
Perhaps one of the few glimmers of light in such a dark time is the generosity Hoosiers exemplified this year to save more lives.
If it touches just one more person to change their status when they go, to renew their license, that's one more person or several more people who could be affected by just one soul.
Stephanie Wade, WRTV.
More than 110,000 people nationwide are still waiting for a life-saving organ transplant. Now, 1,300 of those patients are here in Indiana, and every 10 minutes, another person is added to the national transplant waiting list. Anyone can register to become a donor at the BMV or by going to donatelifeindiana.org. Kevin.
Rainfall for Indianapolis, 1.11. That puts us well over 5 inches for the month of October. And remember last month, we could hardly get the street wet. We had 0.12 of an inch. Want to share a few other rainfall totals with you. It was heavier to the south as anticipated. 2.5 inches in Bedford, over 2 inches in Bloomington. Carmel about 1.6 and 1.25 inches roughly. Speedway and Fishers. Okay, the rain still ongoing, so these aren't quite totals, but Fishers, Geist, McCordsville, Fortville, on up toward Castleton, cutting through the northeast portion of Marion County, and then also rained north of Shelbyville, then between Newcastle and Rushville. There's the broader view. The rain will come to an end from the northwest. Temperatures 47 in Indy, where it's not raining, 53 in Lafayette. We'll wake up to temperatures in the 30s tomorrow morning. Find out when we'll be in the 20s. That will grab your attention coming up.
Democracy 2020 early voting numbers are still surging in Indiana. Despite the rain, people stood outside the city-county building in downtown Indianapolis waiting to exercise their right to vote. More than 1,382,000 people in Indiana have voted early so far. The total number of votes cast is equal to more than 49% of the final presidential vote in Indiana in 2016. Early voting runs through November 2nd. Election Day is November 3rd. And a reminder, if you are voting by mail, your completed ballot must be in to your county's election office by noon on Election Day. Again, that is November 3rd. That is 4 days away. At this point, you probably don't want to mail your ballot back if you have not sent it already. There's just not enough time. Instead, you can take your ballot to the county election office in person and drop it off to make certain it's in on time. On Tuesday, it's Election Day live here at WRTV, your place for local updated coverage all day from the polls. We're looking at key races, analysis, and results when they come in. Look for us on the WRTV app on streaming devices such as Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, and Android TV. We'll also provide you live results throughout the night here on WRTV with a complete wrap-up on the news at 11. A federal judge has removed the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department from a wrongful death lawsuit related to the police shooting of Dre'Jon Reed. The judge ruled that IMPD is not a suable entity in this context. An IMPD officer shot Dre'Jon Reed following a chase on May 6th on the north side of Indianapolis. Officers allege that after Reed pulled over behind a business, he tried to run, and they say the responding officer, identified as DeJour Mercer, deployed a taser, striking Reed. IMPD reports allege that Reed then fired a gun and Mercer returned fire, striking Reed multiple times. Family members have argued that evidence suggests that Reed did not point a weapon at officers, although that evidence has not been shared. Again, Judge Jane Magnus Stinson dismissed claims against IMPD in this lawsuit. And the claims that remain on the lawsuit include a claim for excessive force against Officer Mercer individually and against the city, a claim against the city for failure to train, a wrongful death claim against the city, IMPD Chief Randall Taylor and Deputy Chief Kendall Adams, a battery claim against Officer Mercer and the city, and a claim for denial of medical care against Officer Mercer. In the days and weeks following protests downtown, we showed you how local artists expressed themselves with their work, even creating a Black Lives Matter mural on Indiana Avenue. Tonight, our Nicole Griffin is showing us how these artists are working to continue the conversation around social and racial justice at a new exhibition.
That exhibition is now open here at the Indianapolis Arts Center. It's called 18 Black Lives Matter. That is because it features artwork from all 18 artists who painted the Black Lives Matter mural on Indiana Avenue.
For so long, my artwork was just in my house or just in the studio. Deanna Craig and Rebecca Robinson are two of the 18 local artists with their work now featured at the Indianapolis Arts Center.
When I came in and I saw it right here, I mean, it just gave me chills. This piece is really special to me because of John Lewis and what he contributed, to civil rights.
Each piece on the wall has its own story.
That's why it's so important for 18 artists to come together and have so many different paintings and so many vantage points. I started this at the beginning of the mural, and so it kind of shows an evolution of my feelings toward this as well.
Craig also created this piece of a young man during a traffic stop, and And underneath this is a painting full of color. It signifies the feelings the artist felt when someone vandalized the mural downtown. Both Craig and Robinson hope their work sparks a conversation and causes people to have more self-awareness.
Why do you do the things you do? Why do you think what you think? Why do you feel what you feel?
I hope it really just gives people a different perspective and then just to walk in someone else's shoes. I mean, artwork just has a way of resonating with people.
This is just the first exhibition of many featuring this group of artists. The hope is that their art continues to amplify the message of the civil rights movement and the role artists play in that effort. Working for you, Nicole Griffin, WRTV.
The exhibition is open now through early 2021. The Art Center, which is located on East 67th Street in Broad Ripple, is open 7 days a week and is free for the public. Kevin.
While rain is still in the forecast, still happening from Indianapolis to the east, look to the west out in Putnam County. We'll let you know how much sunshine will be around for the weekend coming up.
One big win, but IU is hoping it's just the start to their football success this fall. Still to come, the Hoosiers talk about how their victory over Penn State may not look like such an upset in the week ahead.
This is a signal of a pattern change, some sunshine on the western horizon. You realize we've had rain, at least a trace or more, on 10 out of the last 12 days. The next 7 days will be different. As the sky clears in western portions of the state, we still have ongoing rain and some of this moderate rainfall cutting across northern Hancock, southern portions then of Madison, between Pendleton and Greenfield, also Fortville, McCordsville, out near the airport some rain, then Rushville to Newcastle. Heads up, Richmond, you'll see some more rain before this ends, but it is slowly ending. The next week will be dry. Temperatures on Monday morning headline the coldest air of the season. Hard freeze expected, middle to upper 20s is what we expect on Monday morning. Let's go ahead and look at your weekend for a second. Split weekend as far as temperatures are concerned. Both days will be dry. Saturday warmer though, 56. And then on Sunday, 47. That will come with strong winds. Saturday night, a Halloween full moon. And remember, October 1st was the first full moon of the month, so the second then we call a blue moon, once in a blue moon, and it happens and it will be seen on Saturday night. Low pressure up in Ontario, Canada, and high pressure in the central U.S. That pressure difference creates all the lines you see there. Those are lines of equal pressure, what we call isobars. And the closer they're packed together, the windier the conditions. This is what we expect on Sunday. Wind gusts over 30 miles per hour. They may be stronger than that in the northern half of the state. Let's back it up. We've got to get to the weekend first. Friday afternoon, high temperature of 48. With some sunshine. Friday night football, blow the whistle. It'll be a good night for football, a dry night. Might still be some soggy fields, so maybe the players will have some muddy jerseys, but not from any active rain. It would just be from leftover puddles, if you want to put it that way. There's your Saturday hourly forecast. Temperature peaks at 56. And that 7-day forecast Monday kind of catches the eye, 26 in the morning. And don't forget this, we roll the clock back 1 hour when you go to sleep Saturday night. That means the kids have an extra hour to eat candy before going to bed and maybe falling asleep. We're back in the mid-60s next week. That's also, Amanda, something to look forward to.
It definitely is. Thank you, Kevin. IU's football team was catapulted into the national spotlight with a huge win last weekend against Penn State. The Hoosiers themselves jumped into the top 25. WRTV's Brad Brown has a look at how IU is hoping to put together an encore performance for week 2.
It is the kind of moment that could come to define the season for the IU football team.
The field stands, touchdown.
Since the first day I stepped foot on this campus, I believed Indiana could do what we just did on that field. I believed it. And I hate to quit talking about it. I've been made fun of. I've been mocked. I never cared.
But it's also only one game. The Hoosiers realize already that they have a ton of work ahead of them.
You got to learn to manage all this. You know,
the different things going on. As we talked about, the earmuffs and blinders aren't just for the negative noise. Okay, it's also for the positive things that you have to learn to manage. And then sometimes you have to learn to ignore those as well, So to be able to realize that it's everything is created, by a certain method and process you go through to put yourself in that position.
Indiana's win over Penn State put the Hoosiers 17th in this week's AP Top 25, highest ranking for the program in nearly 27 years. A byproduct of a win over a team that many thought could contend for the Big Ten title. But could IU be one of those teams now?
I try to stress my teammates a lot that we stay on the same page, we stay locked in. We outside of football, we're taking care of each other at the end of the day, making sure we're not making any bad decisions.
Let's not forget, though, the Hoosiers' perilous way of winning that game. They lost a 10-point lead. Defense gave up a couple bad fourth-quarter touchdowns. A mistake with a late squib kick was saved by a missed field goal. But they found a way to win. And this condensed season, a 1-0 start, is a very big deal.
We struggled at the beginning of the game. We didn't play our best football. We all came on the sideline. We just talked together. Just want to know, just come out and just do what we love. Do it at the best of our ability. I'm sorry, but that's all we did. Just kept that 1-0 mindset so we could come out and finish the game strong.
We have a great one word this week: focus, and I think that's just what we got to bring to the table every day. Is just extreme focus and practice at a high level each day.
And what about that final call? Tom Allen went for the win in overtime.
To be able to experience that, you can talk about all you want. When you experience that type of situation and you find a way to finish the game and go win the game, that's a powerful thing. And so I just know that's it's great for our kids.
IU goes to Rutgers this weekend. After that, it is quite the trifecta: Michigan, Michigan State, and Ohio State on 3 straight weeks. The Hoosiers will certainly know by Thanksgiving if they are, in fact, the real deal. Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
Quite cool over the next several days. At least we'll peak in the 50s Saturday, Amanda, but only in the 40s on Sunday.
Thank you for making WRTV your choice for news. We'll see you at 7.